Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about why Pinterest automation is extremely important if you want to have success on Pinterest. So basically, when you look at Pinterest and how you can get traffic from it, there are only two ways. First way is when someone comes to Pinterest because they have particular need. They come because they want to find some information, some specific information. Then they go to search and they put the keywords, whatever they are looking for. They're going to scroll, find the most relevant pin, the one that will catch their attention, and they will click through and they will go to the article or video and watch it or read it. The second big part is when they just come to Pinterest because they love the platform and they don't have any particular need and they want to discover something. So they basically look at their feed and scroll through their feed, and whatever catches their eye, they'll click on it and get redirected to a website or someone's social media channel, and they're going to watch a video, see a post on Instagram, they are going to read an article, whatever this pin will lead them to. So why Pinterest automation is so important? Because you want to show up in the feed. Now there are several ways that Pinterest shows your content in the feed. It shows the content in the feed of your followers. Now what does it mean? In Pinterest there are two ways to follow someone. So they can follow your whole account or they can follow your particular board. So if you have a lot of boards, they can follow just the ones that they're interested in. And my Pinterest account is a great example because my blog is very like a lifestyle blog. So I have beauty, fashion, food, travel, interiors, blogging. Like I have a lot of different niches. So of course, if someone's interested in rabbits, they're going to follow my rabbit board. If they're just interested in travel, they're just going to follow my travel board. If they found some travel pin and they liked it and they just want to see more content that I pinned there. So these are the two ways, which means that not all your boards would have the same set of followers. Each board will have different set of followers. And then you also have possibility to get access to group boards. Group boards are not your boards. They are boards where you can be a contributor and have access to pin to. And the more you have access to boards, the better, because you are reaching people who are following those boards. So if you start pinning your content to the group boards, then the followers of the group board are able to see your content. Now, how often you should pin to a group board? If a group board have 100 contributors, then you probably pin there like once a day, maybe twice a day. Depends how often other contributors are pinning. You don't want your pin to be right next to your other pin and right next to your other pin because it's spammy. You want to be some space. So they're basically your pin, some few other pins, and then another pin of yours. So let's say when someone scrolls like 3 times, they should be able to see 2 or 3 of your pins out of the, let's say, 60 that they will be able to see. So that's important. And then the other way that I don't know what I was talking about. The other way that Pinterest, okay, so that was the small one. Let's say group board has 20,000 contributors. Of course, you can pin way more because those 20,000 people will be pinning more. So if you pin 1 or 2 times a day, and let's say there's being 1,000 pins being added daily, if you put 2 or 3 pins there, no one's gonna see it. So you can easily pin even like 5 times or 7 times, as much as the rules allow you to, because there are always rules in group boards and the group owner will tell you how often can you pin. So after a week of pinning to a board, you can have a look and see whether your pins are not being pinned too frequently, and then you can adjust your schedule. And like I said, if you have access to a lot of group boards and you have lots of pins that lead to your content, it's impossible to do it manually, because the only way to do it is either you're going to spam, you're going to take one pin and then pin it to all those group boards, which basically will look like you're pinning the same stuff over and over, and you don't want to look like someone who's pinning one pin everywhere at the same time. You don't want to pin the same pin more frequent than once a month. Oh my gosh. The AC is too strong. And What I was saying, yeah, so the only way to do it is with scheduler, because with scheduler, with my scheduler, with my automation tool, you are picking the source board. That's the board where you have all your pins that lead only to your content, and from the source board you can repin the content to target boards, and target boards will be the group boards where you want to repin your content, and you pick a time slot at what time the algorithm will pick a pin and would repin it to a board. So let's say you have a group board, and then you decided that says you pick a source board, and then you picked like 50 target boards because you have access to pin to 50 boards. So if you have 30 pins in your source board, then in those 50 boards there will be 30 different ones. So basically you would pin the same pin once or twice per day, but it would be pinned to a different board. It's not like you are pinning one pin to 50 boards at the same time, and then the next day you pick another pin and you spin it everywhere. Because if someone follows you and follows those boards as well, they're going to see too much similar content, and people don't like seeing the same content over and over. Like imagine going on Instagram and someone pinning the same on someone posts the same picture over and over. No, they have to post different things, right? So the same is with Pinterest. So that's why not having an automation is just ridiculous for me, because doing it manually, it would be like a big spreadsheet where we would have to write where you pin, which pin, at what time. Maybe what time doesn't matter, but like remember to each board which pin exactly did you pin. It's just crazy for me. Like I knew that that's not something that I'm gonna waste my time on. That's why I created PinMeApp. So the software does it for me, and I can easily decide, okay, so from this source board I want to pin 3 times a day, so I create 3 jobs, and one job, let's say, goes at 8 AM, other goes at 2 PM, and the other goes at 8 PM. And that's where my content is being pinned, and it's being pinned every single day. It doesn't matter whether I'm by my laptop and whether I remember to pin manually, right? If something happens and I don't have chance to pin, I know that all my pins are going to be pinned. So it takes all the headache about making sure that your content is going to be posted out from your plate, right? Because you have it scheduled, you have it set up, and it's done. You don't have to come back and reschedule anything. You don't have to sit and pick, okay, I want to pin this pin. If there is an instance where one of your pins goes viral and you want to multiply the effect, we have created Pin Now option, where basically you take the URL of the pin, the popular one, and you pick where do you want to pin it. So you can pin one pin to several boards that you like at the same time at that moment. So this is like on the spot solution. So without scheduler, there is no way for you to pin all the time to all the boards and get so much traffic. Because if you are not pinning systematically, let's say one day you pin 70 pins and then for the next 7 days you don't pin nothing, Pinterest algorithm don't like that. It's way better if you pin like 10 pins every single day. So that's only possible with scheduler. If I have 50 boards, can I pin 10 pins a day? No, it makes no sense. I have to pin at least 50 pins because I want each of my board to get content. Imagine you have an Instagram account and you decided that you're going to post there every 3 days. It's not going to grow as fast as if you were to post once a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, right? Look at Gary Vee. Gary Vee posts like 4 times a day, each day on his Instagram account. So yeah, and then the amount of people who follow you, and like they not only follow you, they follow 500 other people, right? So if you want your content to be shown to them, you have to post systematically, you have to post every day, because if you don't, other people do. So the followers who would be able to see your pin are going to see the pin of your competition. So that's important, that you have to have it automated. So that's it for today. Like, you know, I have the automation PinMeApp that helps you with the feed, to show up in the feed, and then I have the training where I teach you all about the Pinterest SEO, how to create profile that would attract you right followers, and how to build it, grow it, and automate it. so that you are showing up in the search results. Because like I said at the beginning, there are two ways that people will find your content on Pinterest. Either they look for it, that's the Pinterest SEO, that's the training, or it's the feed. So if you want to show up in the feed, you have to have automation. But before you have automation, you have to have the account optimized, that it have to bring you traffic already. You have to have access to group boards. You have to have really well optimized content. So that's the two things. But without automation, you are leaving tons of traffic on the table. And the moment I implemented it, was 2 years ago, it was November 2017. I didn't have my my Pinterest account optimized before November, and I was getting like 700 people monthly from Pinterest to my blog. And then in November I said, and within 1 week I was like doing it for 8-10 hours a day. I was updating everything. I was doing whole Pinterest SEO of my account. I only had like 30 blog posts back then, and I set it up on automation once I had it done. And the first month I grew the account from 700 to 3,300, and then the next month those pins, they reached more people. More people saved it. Pinterest found out what is this account about, what is the type in. They were able to show to people who have similar interests. So next month I got 8,500 people to my Pinterest account, and that would not happen if I didn't SEO optimize my Pinterest account and if I didn't set it up on automation. There's no other way. So those two things are extremely important. And if you want to get more tips about Pinterest, you can follow me on Facebook, where I practically share something every single day. You can follow me on YouTube. I don't share it every day, but there's a lot of videos. There are probably like 60 or 100, I don't know. And you can go on my PinMeApp blog, where there's a lot of content there, and of course it will be updated. The content from Facebook, from YouTube is going there as well, so it's easy to find whatever it is that you're looking for. And soon there will be an Instagram account as well for the PinMeApp account. So yeah, that's going to come soon. Have a great day. Thank you.